When the universe marks you, the weak will fear you. When it chooses you, the guilty will tremble. And when it rises for you, the world will shake. They thought they were fighting you. They thought they could break you. But they never realized, the moment they struck, they weren't fighting a person. They were fighting the force that chose you. They were fighting against the universe itself. And now, that same universe is closing in on them. They watched you suffer. They turned away when they should have spoken up. They let the weight of betrayal crush you while they stood in silence. But silence does not erase guilt. It does not cleanse cowardice. And it does not save them from what's coming. And hey, chosen one, listen. Make sure to like this message, to spread this message to more chosen ones. Every interaction pushes this truth further, signaling to the platform that this message needs to reach those who need to hear it. The more of us who awaken, the harder it becomes to silence us. You felt alone, didn't you? You thought no one saw, no one cared. But the truth is, your presence haunted them. They knew exactly what was done to you. They knew it was wrong. And yet, their fear of consequences outweighed their sense of justice. They chose to blend into the background, hoping to remain unseen, untouched. But here's the thing about being chosen. The light within you is not something they can ignore. It is not something they can wish away. You are a reminder of their cowardice. Your very existence is a mirror reflecting their weakness. And that is why they tried so hard to break you. They whispered about you, tried to discredit you, tried to turn others against you. Because deep down, they knew they could never truly stand in your light. They feared what you represented, a force beyond their control, a destiny beyond their reach. They were never fighting you. They were fighting the power that chose you. They were fighting against fate itself. And tell me, when has anyone ever won against the universe? You think you suffered because you were weak? No, you suffered because you were strong enough to carry what others could not. You survived what should have destroyed you. And now, the same hands that inflicted pain will tremble when they see you rise. Your victory was never just about you. It was about something greater. The universe does not abandon its chosen. It watches. It waits. And when the time comes, it moves. Not with words, not with warnings, but with a force so undeniable that even the most arrogant will fall to their knees. They underestimated you. They thought they had won, but the only thing they accomplished was sealing their own fate. And you are still here. You are still standing. And that is why they are terrified. So, are you ready to see the truth for what it is? Ready to understand why they feared you, why they stayed silent, and why their betrayal was never a loss, but a revelation? Drop the number 77 in the comments if you feel the shift, because the universe is watching. And now, let's break it down step by step. If you are truly one of the chosen, you will feel the pull to stay till the very end, because this is more than just words. This is the confirmation you've been waiting for. Let's begin. Number 1, they played with fire, thinking it wouldn't burn them. When the universe marks you, resistance is useless. When it aligns for you, no force can stand against it. And when it rises to reclaim its own, those who defied it will learn, too late, that they were never fighting a mere person. They were waging war against fate itself. They thought they were untouchable. They thought their silence would erase the truth. They believed their lies could bury you, that their betrayal could break you, that their numbers would shield them from consequence. But the universe was watching. It always was. And now, the same force they mocked, the same energy they challenged, is shifting, not in their favor, but against them. You stood there, surrounded by shadows, questioning your own worth, doubting your own power. But tell me, since when does the storm apologize for its thunder? Since when does the sun question why it rises? You were never meant to blend in, never meant to seek approval from those too blind to see your light. And yet, you hesitated. You let their actions convince you that you were alone. You let their silence make you believe you were forgotten. How foolish it was to think that just because the world turned its back on you, the universe did too. No, the universe has always been working in your favor, even when you couldn't see it. It was aligning, shifting, recalibrating, setting the stage for a reckoning they never saw coming. They were not just playing with you, they were playing with the system itself. And no one bends the laws of the universe without consequence. They thought they were fighting you. They weren't. They were fighting against something far greater, and no one has ever won that battle. You are here, standing, breathing, thriving, not because they allowed it, but despite their best efforts to stop it. Your resilience was never in question, only your belief in it. They threw everything at you, and yet they failed. And do you know why? Because the chosen do not fall. They watched you endure the kind of storms that would have shattered them. They stood on the sidelines, waiting for you to break. But here's what they never understood. Pain does not weaken the chosen. It refines them. Every scar on your soul is proof that you survived what was meant to destroy you. Every tear they ignored, every wound they laughed at, was another step towards the moment they now fear. The moment you rise. You see, there is a price for what they did, for their cruelty, for their betrayal, for their silence. The universe does not forget. It does not overlook. It does not let injustice go unpaid. You don't need to seek revenge. It has already begun. And when the weight of their own actions comes crashing down on them, they will remember you. They will remember the moments they dismissed your pain, the times they turned away when you needed them most. They will remember, not with regret, but with fear, because now they see what you were always meant to be. This victory, it belongs to you. Not because someone handed it to you, not because time simply moved forward, but because you earned it, forged in suffering, tempered in isolation, and polished by every moment they thought you wouldn't survive. You did not need their support, their validation, their acceptance. And now they will witness what happens when someone who was never meant to lose finally claims what was always theirs. Let them watch. Let them whisper. Let them scramble for excuses they should have spoken long ago. It won't change a thing. The universe has made its decision, and it has never been wrong. Number 2, the storm they thought would drown you is the wind that will carry you. The ocean before you is not the end. It is the beginning of a path they cannot see. The mountain in your way is not a wall. It is the elevation that will give you the clearest view of what's next. The fire wasn't meant to destroy you, it was meant to refine you. And now, the shift has begun. Everything they thought would stop you is turning in your favor. every obstacle, every setback, every impossible situation. They weren't roadblocks, they were redirections. The very things that seemed designed to break you were actually shaping you into someone unbreakable. They assumed the weight of opposition would crush you. They assumed the silence, the isolation, the exhaustion would make you quit. They assumed that if they made it difficult enough, you would turn back. But what they never understood is that the chosen are forged in adversity, not defeated by it. What felt like resistance was actually preparation. What seemed like destruction was actually refinement. And now, the shift is here. Have you felt it? The pressure that once held you down is losing its grip. The uncertainty that once clouded your mind is clearing. The walls that once blocked your way are cracking. What once seemed impossible, what they told you would never happen, is about to be undeniable. The narrative is shifting, and they know it. The same voices that doubted you, mocked you, dismissed you, watch them closely. Their tone is changing. Their certainty is fading. Because deep down, they feel what you have always known. You were never meant to be stopped. They spent so much energy writing a story where you failed, a story where you gave up, a story where their obstacles were enough to keep you from what was meant for you. But they made one fatal mistake. They assumed they had the power to decide your ending. And now, they are witnessing the truth unfold in real time. Because you are still standing. Because the things that should have destroyed you only made you stronger. Because the fire didn't consume you, it purified you. Because the mountain didn't block you, it elevated you. Because the ocean didn't drown you, it parted before your feet. And now, they must watch. Watch as everything they said was impossible becomes reality. Watch as the tables turn, as the energy shifts, as the very things they counted on to destroy you become the proof of why you were chosen in the first place. Watch as you step into the fullness of everything they tried to deny you. This isn't revenge. This isn't about proving them wrong. This is about proving destiny right. Because what was meant for you was never theirs to take. And now the world will see what they tried so hard to hide. Number 3. Their silence was the beginning, not the end. The moment they turned away, the universe turned toward you. The second they abandoned you, the path cleared. Their silence wasn't your downfall. It was the fire that forged your rise. They thought their silence would break you, that their absence would weaken you, that by turning their backs, they would erase your purpose. But what they failed to realize is that the universe was never punishing you. It was preparing you. The isolation you felt wasn't abandonment. It was a shield. A force greater than them was pulling you away, not to hurt you, but to protect you. There were people around you who could not go where you were destined to be. People who would have drained you, who would have clipped your wings before you even knew you could fly. So, one by one, they were removed. And yet, you mistook this for loneliness, when in reality, it was a clearing of the path. Do you really think the universe makes mistakes? You watched as people you once trusted walked away, as hands you once held let go, as voices that once spoke your name in admiration began to whisper in doubt, and for a moment you questioned yourself. You wondered if you had done something wrong. But tell me, how can someone be abandoned when they were always meant to stand apart? The truth is, every loss was calculated. Every exit was timed. The universe was stripping away everything that could interfere with your power. It was pulling you closer, away from the noise, away from distractions, so that you could hear only what mattered. And in that silence, something happened. You discovered that the support you thought you needed was never real, that the validation you once sought was never meant for you, that the people who left were only standing beside you for as long as it served them. You learned to rely on something greater than human hands. The universe forced you to look inward, to recognize the strength that had always been inside you. No one came to save you, because you were meant to save yourself. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment where you thought you wouldn't make it, they weren't signs of your defeat. They were proof of your transformation. You weren't falling apart. You were breaking free. And now, here you stand, unshaken, unstoppable. Do you feel it? The shift, the weightlifting, the fire in your chest that refuses to be put out, the power within you that can no longer be ignored. The universe is aligning. The forces that once held you back have lost their grip. And those who thought you would remain in the shadows will now be forced to watch as you step fully into the light. You are not who you were. You are more. And that's why they're afraid. They will say they don't understand how you made it. They will pretend they never doubted you. They will try to rewrite history, to insert themselves back into your story, to stand beside you now that they see where you're going. But it's too late. They were given the chance to stand with you in the struggle. They chose to remain silent. And now they must watch as the universe places you where they were never meant to go. This is the reality of being chosen. It is not about ease. It is about purpose. It is about strength. And most of all, it is about destiny. No force can stop what is already written, and your story is only just beginning. Number 4, they built a wall to stop you. Not realizing it became your ladder. They thought their absence would break you. They thought their betrayal would halt your progress. But every scheme, every act of sabotage, every obstacle they threw in your path only became the force that propelled you forward. They were never blocking your destiny, only proving why they could never be part of it. They came into your life with words that felt like fate, promises that felt like truth, bonds that felt unshakable. And for a moment, you believed it. For a moment, you thought these connections were meant to last. But destiny doesn't build on weak foundations. So when the storm came, when the weight of truth pressed down, they revealed what they had been all along: temporary. They weren't partners in purpose. They weren't meant to walk with you beyond a certain point. And when standing with you required sacrifice, they chose the easy way out. They weren't sent to support you. They were sent to test you. Would you break when they abandoned you? Would you surrender when they turned against you? Would you give up when the very people you trusted became the ones blocking your path? They thought you would. They counted on it, but they never understood the nature of being chosen. What is meant for you cannot be taken. What is divinely ordained cannot be humanly obstructed. And the very obstacles they placed in front of you, they didn't stop you, they elevated you. Every betrayal, every delay, every moment they celebrated your struggle. It all became the force that pushed you higher. Their resistance was the weight that strengthened you. Their rejection was the map that clarified your direction. They thought they were blocking you. In reality, they were just proving that you were never supposed to walk with them in the first place. And now they watch. They see you rising. They see you thriving. They see that every weapon they used against you failed. And in the depths of their souls, they feel the shift. Because while they were busy plotting, while they were busy doubting, while they were busy mocking your pain, the universe was setting the stage. For what? For vindication. They got their temporary victories. They got their moments of satisfaction, their short-lived laughter, their illusions of power. But what they have yet to understand is this: nothing stolen stays stolen forever. Nothing taken unjustly goes unaccounted for. And while you rise, while you walk into everything they tried to deny you, they will reap what they have sown. Because the law is unavoidable. The scales must balance, and the same energy they sent out must return to them. So, let them plot, let them whisper, let them scramble to hold on to their illusions. It will not change what is already written. Your victory was never in question. Your path was never blocked, only tested. And now you move forward with unstoppable force. Number 5. The burden of greatness. They fear what they cannot control. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out. And when the chosen rise, the weak don't cheer. They tremble. Have you noticed it yet? How the energy shifts when you enter a room. How the laughter dies down. How the whispers start. How the smiles turn uneasy. They see you, but they don't know what to do with you. They feel something, but they can't name it. It's not fear of you. It's fear of what you've become. There was a time when they looked at you as ordinary, when they thought they were your equals, when they believed you would stay where they left you. But something changed, didn't it? The universe stepped in. The weight of your calling settled on your shoulders, and suddenly they couldn't see you the same way anymore. You outgrew them. Not because you tried to, not because you forced distance, but because they refused to grow with you. You see, the chosen don't remain in stagnant waters. They don't stay where comfort replaces progress. They are pulled, stretched, and transformed, whether they like it or not. And when you rise, the ones who stayed the same can do nothing but watch. And they hate that. They don't hate you for what you've done to them. You've done nothing. They hate you for what you show them about themselves. You have become a walking reminder of everything they refuse to face. Your resilience is a mirror, and when they look into it, all they see is their own weakness. So they distance themselves. They change their tone. They act like you're the one who changed. But the truth? They were never meant to stand beside you at this level. The chosen are not surrounded by the weak. The weight you carry is not for them. It is heavy, demanding, and relentless. It forces transformation, and most people are not willing to endure that process. They want the rewards without the struggle. They want the power without the pain. But you paid the price. You endured the isolation. You faced the silence. You survived the fire. And now you are something they cannot ignore, something they cannot explain, and worst of all, something they cannot control. That is why they step back. That is why they avoid eye contact. That is why their words are different now. You did what they couldn't, and now they don't know how to stand beside you without feeling small. But that is not your burden to bear. You never asked them to bow. You never demanded that they shrink. All you did was step into what was always meant for you. And if your presence now makes them uncomfortable, that is their cross to carry, not yours. Because you will not apologize for growing. You will not dim your light to make them feel secure in their shadows. Let them tremble. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand you. Let them distance themselves. Their discomfort is not a sign of your failure. It is proof of your elevation. You were never meant for ease. You were meant for impact. And impact shakes the weak to their core. So let them feel it. Let them choke on their silence. Let them drown in their doubt. Because you are not stopping. Number 6. They thought it was your end. It was just your beginning. The trap they set became their own downfall. The fire they lit only cleared your path. They thought they had the power to break you until they realized you were never built to be broken. They thought they had won, that their betrayal would leave you shattered, that their silence would bury you, that their deception would strip you of everything. But here's what they never understood. You were never at their mercy. The universe had already seen it all. It knew the fake smiles that hid daggers. It knew the hands that pretended to help while digging pits beneath your feet. It knew the ones who stood close, not out of loyalty, but to learn your strengths, only to use them against you. So, when the moment of betrayal came, when the masks finally slipped, the universe did not abandon you. It revealed the truth to you, and that was their first mistake. Because now you see clearly. Now you know who they truly are. And more importantly, you know exactly what you are capable of surviving. They thought the betrayal would be your downfall, but all it did was remove the last illusions from your path. Every lie, every backstab, every coward who stood by and did nothing, it all played its part. It shaped you, hardened you, turned you into something they never wanted to face, someone they can no longer control. Do you remember those moments? The unease you felt before it all happened? That quiet voice inside you, warning you, making you second-guess certain people. You dismissed it, didn't you? Thought it was just paranoia. Thought you were overthinking. You weren't. That was your spirit preparing you. Your intuition was screaming the truth long before your mind could process it. And now, here you stand, looking back, seeing everything in perfect clarity. The betrayal was never a coincidence. It was always meant to happen. It was written in the stars long before it unfolded in your life, not to destroy you, but to free you. Because let's be honest, if the betrayal never happened, would you have walked away? If they never revealed their true nature, would you have seen them for what they really were? Painful as it was, this was necessary. They thought they had power over you because they moved in numbers. But what they never realized is that you were never meant to be part of the crowd. You were never meant to fit into spaces too small for your purpose. So, when they turned on you, when they left you for dead, They weren't just underestimating you, they were challenging the universe itself. And tell me, when has anyone ever won against fate? Now, they watch in disbelief. Because you are still standing, still rising, still moving forward with a force they cannot comprehend. The tables have turned, and they know it. The same people who once mocked your pain now whisper your name with fear. The same ones who plotted against you now avoid your gaze, because deep down, they know. You see them now. There is no more pretending, no more second chances. And that terrifies them. You have stepped into a power they can no longer touch. A version of you that no longer seeks approval, no longer doubts, no longer waits for apologies that will never come. This is your moment. Your proof that nothing they did could destroy you. They tried to write your ending. Instead, they wrote the beginning of something unstoppable. Number 7. The masks have fallen, and so have they. They moved in shadows, thinking the truth would never catch up. They orchestrated, plotted, and paid for your downfall, only to realize too late that the universe does not let the chosen fall. Why would they go to such lengths? Why would they waste time, energy, even money, just to see you stumble? Because your existence is a threat. Not because you harmed them, not because you sought war, but because your truth makes their lies unbearable. They live behind masks, carefully crafted, built over years of manipulation and deception. Their power is illusion, their influence a house of cards. And you were never part of their system. You didn't play by their rules. You didn't need tricks, shortcuts, or falsehoods to stand out. And that is why they despised you. Your light exposed them. Your raw, unfiltered authenticity made their polished pretense look cheap. And they knew, if you were allowed to rise, if you were allowed to be seen for what you truly are, then their entire facade would crumble. So they plotted. This wasn't just jealousy. This wasn't just petty envy. It was war. They didn't just wish for your failure. They orchestrated it. They didn't just gossip behind closed doors. They put real effort, real strategy into your destruction. And yes, money exchanged hands. People were bribed. Deals were made. All for one purpose: to sabotage you. Think about that. Think about the level of obsession, the level of desperation it takes to pay for someone else's downfall, to gather forces, to plot in secret, to ensure that you never get the chance to stand in your full power. Why? Because they knew something you were still doubting. They knew who you were before you fully realized it. They saw the force inside you before you knew its full extent. They understood the power of being chosen, and they feared it. They had to move quickly, aggressively, because they were running out of time. They could see what was coming. The moment when you would wake up. The moment when their lies would no longer hold you down. The moment when the universe would align for you and against them. And now, that moment has arrived. The evidence is in the open. The proof of their betrayal has surfaced. And what do? They scramble. They make excuses. They pretend it never happened. They avoid eye contact, speak in half-truths, act as if you should just move on. But there is no moving on. There is only consequence. They didn't just make enemies with you. They made enemies with the system itself. And now, that system is collapsing on top of them. Look around. Watch carefully. The very people who once laughed at your pain are now being swallowed by their own. The ones who mocked your struggles are now being hunted by their own karma. The ones who thought they were untouchable are now realizing their protection was an illusion. They played with fire, and now they are the ones burning. And you stand unshaken, you stand undefeated, because no matter what they threw at you, no matter how well they planned, they never accounted for one thing: you were built to survive it. And now they have no choice but to watch. Number 8. They gathered in secret, and still they failed. They whispered in back rooms. They moved in silence. They built an entire system designed to suppress you. But what they didn't realize is that the universe was never neutral in this fight. It was always on your side. And now, their schemes have crumbled, their weapons have failed, and their fear has begun. Few will ever understand what you've been up against. They see surface-level struggles, temporary setbacks, and assume that's all there is. But what they don't see, the part that's too orchestrated to be coincidence, is the system working against you. This wasn't random opposition. This was organized resistance, a structured, calculated effort to suppress you, to silence you, to erase you before you could step into your full power. And you felt it, didn't you? The pressure, the invisible weight, the moments where everything felt unnaturally aligned against you. No, you weren't imagining it. They moved like a secret society, united in their goal to keep you from rising. They saw your potential long before you did, and that terrified them, because they knew that once you recognized what you were, there would be no stopping you. So they did everything in their power to break you. They twisted narratives. They manipulated people against you. They blocked opportunities before you even knew they existed. And they did it all with confidence, because they truly believed they could outmaneuver the forces that chose you. But tell me, what weapon can prosper against one who is divinely shielded? What scheme can succeed against one who is celestially supported? None. Not a single one. And that is where they failed. They put their faith in deception. They relied on numbers, on secrecy, on carefully calculated attacks. But they forgot one crucial thing. No earthly strategy can override what is already divinely written. They thought you were alone. But what they didn't see, what they refused to acknowledge, was that the universe itself was standing behind you, watching, calculating, waiting. And now the shift has begun. Have you noticed it? The way their energy has changed, the way their confidence is fading, the way they scramble to adjust as everything they built starts to crumble beneath them. Because the law is absolute. Everything done in darkness will be dragged into the light. Everything stolen must be returned. Every falsehood will be undone. Every force that rose against you will be met with the full weight of its own actions. And you stand untouched. They threw everything they had at you, and yet here you are, unshaken, unstoppable. The same opposition that should have crushed you only proved why you were chosen in the first place. Because if you were truly powerless, they wouldn't have tried this hard. If you were insignificant, they wouldn't have gathered against you like this. And if you were truly alone, you wouldn't have survived what they did. but you did. And now they must watch. They will watch as every lie they told comes undone. They will watch as the very weapons they formed turn against them. They will watch as you step into everything they tried to deny you. And no force on earth can stop it. The ones who plotted in secret will fall in public, and the one they tried to silence will be heard louder than ever before. Number 9. Letting go is the final victory. Forgiveness is not a favor to them. It is a release for you. It is not weakness. It is the final proof that they no longer have control over your story. The moment you let go, you break the last chain they had on you. You must forgive, not for them, not because they deserve it, not because time will rewrite what they did. You must forgive because you deserve to be free. Unforgiveness is a chain, one that binds you to the very people who worked against you. It keeps you tethered to the betrayal, to the hurt, to the weight of what they did. And the longer you hold on, the more power they continue to have. They don't deserve your peace. They don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve to live rent-free in your mind, replaying their offenses like an endless cycle. They did what they did. They made their choices. And now it is time for you to make yours. Do you carry this weight forever? Do you allow their actions to shape the rest of your story? Or do you reclaim your power, not by excusing them, but by releasing yourself? Forgiveness is not about forgetting. It is not about pretending the pain didn't happen. It is about choosing not to carry it anymore. Because here's the truth. You are not who you were when they hurt you. You have grown. You have risen. You have stepped into a strength they never wanted you to discover. And the only thing left tying you to them is the resentment you refuse to release. Let it go. Not to heal them, not to fix them, but to unshackle yourself from the past. They don't have to apologize. They don't have to change. They don't even have to acknowledge the damage they did. That is their burden to bear. The universe will handle them, and it will handle them accordingly. But you are moving forward. And forward means leaving their weight behind. They tried to break you. They tried to control you. But the ultimate defeat for them is knowing that they no longer have a hold on you. Not in your thoughts, not in your emotions, not in your future. That is power. That is victory. That is true freedom. Number 10. What was stolen will return with interest. They thought they took something from you. They thought they left you empty-handed, abandoned, lost. But the universe keeps perfect accounts, and what was taken from you will not only be returned, it will come back multiplied, undeniable, and far beyond anything they could ever touch. There were things you lost, things that were stripped away, some by force, some by betrayal, some by time itself. Relationships that collapsed when you needed them most. Opportunities that slipped through your fingers. A sense of home, security, belonging that felt like it had been ripped from your life. But here is the truth. Nothing truly meant for you can be stolen. What left your life was not a loss. It was a clearing. What fell apart was not destruction. It was redirection. What was taken from you was never truly gone. It was being prepared for its return. Because the universe keeps perfect accounts. Nothing done in deception goes unnoticed. Nothing taken unjustly stays in the hands of those who stole it. Every wrong must be balanced. Every injustice must be corrected. And your balance? It is about to shift in your favor. That relationship that didn't survive, it was never built to hold the weight of your destiny. It wasn't strong enough to carry you into your next level. It wasn't meant to last, not because you weren't worthy of love, but because you were meant for a love that won't break under pressure. That opportunity that was blocked. It wasn't rejection, it was protection. You thought it was the best path, but what's coming will make you realize it was only a fraction of what was meant for you. That home, that sense of belonging that felt stripped from you, it will be restored in ways you never imagined. Not just given back, but multiplied, elevated, placed so firmly in your hands that no one will ever again have the power to take it from you. This is not about luck. This is not about coincidence. This is about divine intervention. The ones who thought they got away with what they did, the ones who walked away from you thinking they had won, they have no idea what's coming. They thought they took something permanent. They thought they left you in ruins. But what they didn't realize is that the universe never forgets. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of struggle, it was all accounted for. And now the debt is being paid. You are stepping into a season where nothing will be missing, where everything stolen will be restored, multiplied, where the very things they took will come back so powerfully that it will silence every voice that ever doubted you. Because this was always meant to be yours, and now it returns. Number 11. Stop waiting. You already have everything you need. You keep waiting for the right time, the right moment, the right circumstances, as if destiny waits for your convenience, as if those who tried to break you will pause and let you gather yourself. No, the time is now. The moment is already here. Either you step into it or you stay behind. How much longer will you keep making excuses? How many more signs do you need? How much more proof do you require that you are ready? The chosen don't get the luxury of waiting for perfect conditions. You think warriors are made in comfort? You think leaders are crowned in silence? No, they are forged in battle, strengthened in adversity, and revealed in the storm. So enough with the hesitation, enough with the self-doubt, enough with looking around for someone to validate what's already been placed inside of you. You already have everything you need. The wisdom, it's already within you. The strength, you built it through every betrayal, every struggle, every sleepless night. The opportunity, it's already here, waiting for you to step up and claim it. What more do you need? Permission? Approval? A guarantee that it will be easy? Let me make it clear. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. And if you don't step into it now, if you keep delaying, keep hesitating, keep waiting for someone else to do what only you were chosen to do, understand this. Someone else will rise. Someone else will take the place you were meant to take. Because destiny does not wait for the hesitant. It only rewards the bold. Number 12. You are no longer who they left behind. They left you broken. They expected you to stay that way. They thought the version of you that they wounded was the only version that could ever exist. But here's what they failed to realize. You were never meant to remain in that place. You've outgrown the pain. You've outgrown the betrayal. You've outgrown the smallness they tried to keep you in. So why are you still acting like the same person they hurt? Why are you still carrying the weight of their rejection? You are no longer the one who was abandoned. You are no longer the one who was overlooked. You are no longer the one they underestimated. That version of you no longer exists. And that's what terrifies them. They thought they knew you. They thought they had you figured out. They thought they could predict your next move. But they have no idea who you've become. They left you in the fire, thinking it would consume you. But all it did was burn away your weakness and reveal your true strength. They wrote you off, thinking your story was over. But all they did was push you into the chapter where you rise beyond their reach. And now they have no access to this version of you. They don't get to witness your victories. They don't get to sit at your table. They don't get to rewrite the past to make themselves feel better. They chose to leave. Now, you choose to move forward without them. Number 13. No more hesitation. Rise now or stay chained forever. You didn't survive all this just to shrink back now. You didn't endure the fire just to stand in the ashes, questioning your strength. You are not here by accident. You are not breathing by chance. This is your moment. Rise now, or let everything they did be for nothing. Enough with the doubt. Enough with the hesitation. Enough with the second-guessing your worth, your purpose, your right to take up space. You've already made it through the storms they swore would drown you. You've already walked through the fire that should have consumed you. And yet, here you stand, stronger, wiser, more unstoppable than ever. So tell me, why do you still act like you're waiting for permission to rise? Your story is bigger than you. Your journey is not just about your own survival. Do you understand that? Every time you hesitate, every time you doubt, every time you wonder if you're worthy, you're holding back the very breakthrough that someone else is waiting to see. There are people watching from the shadows, wondering if light is still possible. You are their proof. There are people drowning in silence, wondering if their voice will ever matter. Your rise is their answer. So how dare you still question yourself? How dare you let fear keep you small? This victory was never just personal. It was prophetic. What you've overcome, what you've endured, the pain you thought would destroy you, it was all leading to this moment. Your transformation is bigger than you. From shadows to victory, from silence to significance, from wounded to warrior. This is your journey. This is your testimony. This is your triumph. And this is just the beginning. So rise now, not in arrogance, but in assurance. Not in vengeance, but in vision. Not in bitterness, but in boldness. Because the world is waiting, and you have work to do. And now the choice is yours. You have seen the truth. You have felt the shift. You know what must be done. There is no going back, no more hesitation, no more waiting. Rise now or stay behind. The universe has already aligned in your favor, but it will not force you to move. You must step forward and claim what is yours. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and drop the number 77 in the comments if you're ready to step into your power. Share this with other chosen ones, because the more we awaken, the harder we are to silence. The time is now.